Hi, welcome back to my channel. Wow, what's been going on with me and why you haven't seen me in a while? Trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about grief and loss. So in my first video, when I was doing the 4MK book series, I mentioned that I had something traumatic happen to me. I had lost my mom and my friend 2 weeks apart. My friend first, then my mom, one of my friends. And then a few months after that, I lost another friend. A few months after that, so now we're in November, I lost my cat. Then the grief just hit and I collapsed. I have bipolar depression and that made it worse. And my hair is wet. I just took a shower. During this time, I had stopped reading. I hadn't really read. I started reading again. I read one series, bought 2 more series. One of them, though, I've had for a year. Yeah, a year. And I bought the other 2 in the series and just read the first book. Anyway, my 13-year-old dog, I had to make the decision to put her down. She got really sick. So that took a toll on me. Being a caregiver for someone that is very ill and having to make sure they're comfortable and give them medication every 8 to 12 hours is what I had to do. And she didn't get better. So anyway, I made the decision to have to put her down. Me and my husband both did. So then I really started grieving again. And I went to bed one day and I just couldn't get up. I literally physically could not get up. My mental health had gotten so bad that I just was physically and emotionally exhausted. So I would just lay there and I would just read. Books helped me get through. And if you guys can relate to books getting you through rough times, you'll understand. So I was about ready to I started actually getting up, doing things for myself again. And I have to hurry up and make this video so I can actually go clean my kitchen and get food prepped. If you know, you know. Video before anything else, right? I turned on my camera, started my video to try to record, and I get a message. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't really processed yet. I know it's gonna hit. I had another friend die. This one was very shocking and very unexpected. I'm not going to go into details about what happened, but it was their choice, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm trying not to cry. Anyway, this is not to trauma dump on you guys. It's to let you know what has been going on with me and why I've been gone. Yeah. And I want to thank you, Angie, Ember Honey Raven. If you guys want some good witchy content and just someone who's down to earth, an amazing woman, I want to be her when I grow up. Go follow Ember Honey Raven on YouTube. She is also on Patreon. So if you want some good witchy content from a woman who is just a badass, amazing, strong, tell you how it is type of woman, please go follow her. I love you, girl. And I want to thank you so much for the care package that you sent me, as well as the words, the loving words that you sent to me in your video. And I'm glad that your wife finally gave you the letter that I wrote to you, the god-awful 8-page book. Anyway, now while I'm really here, I read 3 series while I was down. I forgot to pull, but I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, all of the ACOTAR series. I liked the first book, but please, if I have to read the word mate one more time, I'm gonna lose it. The books were good. Yes, I do realize that they're young adult books. Lord have mercy. When I was growing up, we didn't have young adult books. What we had was V.C. Andrews and Judy Blume. Are you sure are you sure those books are young adult? Because some of the content in there, I'm not a prude by no means, but holy hell. Whew. Especially, oh my God, this series. Angie, girl, if you have not read Crescent City yet, House of Earth and Blood, I am not okay. I'm still not okay after reading this book. Let me tell you. I have a book hangover still from this one. I felt it all. I was laughing. I was cheering. I was sobbing, crying. Just hold on a second. I had to sneeze, I think. Oh. Nope. Okay. I was laughing. I was sobbing. I was still 200 pages to go. And I'm going out there to my husband, ugly, sobbing, going, this book, this effing book. He's like, what's wrong? And I said, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. This book is wrecking me. So I sat in the living room on the living room couch. My husband is working. He hears me. I'm like talking to the book. I'm cheering. I'm going, no, 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 no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, oh no. And then I started sobbing again. If you guys know what part I'm talking about. Lahaba, how do you say her name? The Sprite. If you know, you know. I had to stop and take freaking books. And I've never done this with a book. I have never gotten so into a book to where I felt every emotion at once. Sarah J. Maas, you've wrecked me with this book. I had to stop and take a break and hold it to my chest and look up at the ceiling. And I was trying to process and get myself mentally ready to continue. I normally annotate my books. I have this in paperback. My husband heard my reactions to this book, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I read that when you're done? I said, okay. I have it in paperback and hardback. This has been sitting on my TBR shelf for a year. I bought it, the paperback, last year or 2 years ago, whenever it came out. I can't remember. Sorry. And I've been sitting on it. I'm like, why did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long to read this book? This series? As I said, I had book hangover after this series, after this book. I normally annotate, but I was so caught up in the book that I didn't even think about to grab my tabs and stuff. And plus, my husband wanted to read the paperback. He still hasn't read it. I am going to be reading this again, and I will annotate. The second book was not as good as the first one. Don't get me wrong, it's still good, but it's not as good. And once again, what is it with her putting the word mate in to describe the bond between the characters? the characters who are in a relationship together. And let me tell you, Angie, if you want something spicy, no, girl. The first book, not a lot of spice. I like the slow buildup that the characters did. They got to know each other, the two main characters, they got to know each other. If you haven't read it, I'm sorry, there are spoilers, some spoilers. I'm not going to tell a lot of spoilers, but you already know that the two main characters, of course, end up together. But the slow buildup, I liked that they didn't just hop into bed right after meeting each other like some young adult tropes have, and some adult tropes have. Let me tell you, the second book, oh, girl, I'm spice, a lot of spice. The third book was good as well. I am waiting, and I know that there's going to be a fourth book. I am waiting on the fourth book. Sarah J. Maas did say that she was writing a fourth book to Crescent City. There is going to be some crossover between ACOTAR, some more crossover between ACOTAR in this one and another series. Plus, she's actually said that she's writing a new series. So we're going to get another ACOTAR book coming out either next year or in 2026. And then there's going to be another series come out, a new series that she's working on. And then there's going to be another Crescent City book probably in about 20. She doesn't know when, but she said it's further down the line. The next series I read, I actually jumped on the bandwagon. Fourth Wing. I didn't go into this expecting much because I don't usually buy into I don't get excited when all the books are hyped up. I wait for a little bit. I don't go rush out and buy them. So this is why I don't have the special edition, because I waited. And I don't really care if I have the sprayed edges or not. That doesn't bother me. I don't really collect books. I buy a book that I think I'm going to like and I read it. And yeah, I know I'm behind reading these. But you all, my TBR, my physical books, I have at least 2,100. You heard that right. 2,100 physical books that I have not read yet. I am a book buyer. I'm a book addict. Thus my screen name. My channel name. If you like Harry Potter, it reminded me a lot of Harry Potter and The Hunger Games. It really did. The only problem I had with this book is every few pages, I get that the main character has a physical disability. So she couldn't do a lot of things, or she thought she couldn't. Thank you, Rebecca Yarros, for letting the character be able to have a workaround to be able to do a lot of things. Making her capable of being able to do things. The only problem I had with this was that every few pages we were reminded that she had this physical handicap, disability. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with, I'm glad that there is more inclusive. Yes, all my bookshelves back there. And that shelf back there is part of the TBR. Those two shelves back there are part of the TBR. I have a bunch of notebooks because I am in the middle of writing. I am trying to write a series of true crime books. And that's been put on hold for a long time. That's all my research notes. I have piles of books over here stacked up on the floor. I'm utilizing closet space for books. There's books beside my bed stacked up. There's books in the living room. Anyway, back to this series. The only problem I had was being reminded every few pages of her disability, her handicap. I have no problem at all with people having disadvantages, handicaps, more power. I am glad that authors are being more inclusive. I have no issue with that. It's being reminded every few pages. There was a series I read a long time ago. It was an urban fantasy. I totally forgot the name of it. It was a omnibus of 3 books, the 3-book series. Every other paragraph, we were being reminded that the character had bells in her hair. She woven bells into her hair, or charms, and every time she'd move, they would twinkle, tinkle, or chime, or something. The wind would blow. The tinkling of her hair could be heard over the whatever. When she would brush her hair back, it would set off the tinkling of the charms. When she would toss her head back and laugh, the charms would tinkle. Every time when she would shake her head or move her head, the charms, it was like I could literally play a drinking game and get very drunk. Yeah, anyway. I mean, it's okay to be reminded once in a while, but to be reminded very often about that it was a little much. It was like Sarah J. Maas using the word mate every few paragraphs when the characters were talking about each other or thinking about each other. This book was good. I loved the storyline. I loved Violet, the character. Xander was good. What's his name? Xander? Sorry. Let me take a look. Sorry. It is a friends, enemies, lovers trope. The female character in this is 20 years old. Like I said, it reminded me a lot of the Hunger Games, as well as a little bit of Harry Potter. The series is also spicy as well. And by the way, I just pre-ordered the 3rd book. There is a 3rd book coming out. So I just pre-ordered it. I think it's coming out in November. So, yeah. But if you like dragons, I love the dragons in this book. They are so smartass. And the magic is not way out there to where it's like, oh, come on. It kind of reminds me of, the magic is just, it's not way over the top. So that was good. I like the fact that they don't exactly know what their powers are yet until like later on, when they go through something or do something. So yeah, I do recommend this book, but oh my God, Crescent City, I am ready to read it again. Right now, I am currently reading You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen McManus. I am playing catch up. Like I said, growing up, we didn't have young adult novels, so I missed out on a lot. And I started getting into young adult novels when I was 49. I just turned 51. So you're never too old to read YA. So if you're thinking about it and you're not sure, read what you want. Who cares what anybody says? And by the way, it's okay to annotate and write in your books. It's okay to dog-ear your pages. It's your book. Don't let anybody tell you what you can read, can't read, and how to treat your own books. It's okay. Do what you want to do. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that everything goes well for you and that you find that book that just sucks you in, because I'm telling you, books are a priceless gift, and the knowledge of reading is just amazing. And it doesn't matter how you read. Audiobooks, ebooks, physical books, it doesn't matter as long as you're reading. Reading is a gift that is just amazing. It takes you into different worlds that you have never imagined. It allows you to travel and to experience things and to see the world from a different perspective. Anyway, guys, You take care, and I will try not to be gone so long. Bye.